Good afternoon. In the previous class, we have seen the theorem for solving the linear homogeneous recurrence relations with constant coefficients, and also when we had two roots, that is, we had R1 and R2. Both of the roots were real and distinct. Okay. Now, based on that, we have even solved a problem. The problem was given as an is equal to an minus 1 plus 2an minus 2. Now in today's class we will see an problem for Fibonacci numbers which I have already solved but which was not explained in the earlier lectures. So in today's class the question is find an explicit formula for the Fibonacci numbers. So in this case, to find the explicit formula for the Fibonacci numbers, we need the recurrence relation along with the initial condition. So the recurrence relation for our Fibonacci numbers is Fn is equal to, so this is the solution, Fn is equal to Fn minus 1 plus Fn minus 2, while the initial conditions are F0 is equal to 0 and F1 is equal to 1. Now in this case, we have to take the characteristic equation. For the characteristic equation, let's write it as step 1 so that you understand it properly. So Fn should be replaced by r power n is equal to r power n minus 1 plus r power n minus 2. We replace an by r power n. Okay. Now to find the characteristic equation, we divide the entire equation by the smallest term among the three, r power n minus 2. So we will get r square is equal to r plus 1, which can be written as r square minus r minus 1 is equal to 0. Now once this is done, we need to find the characteristic roots. This is our step 2. Characteristic roots. What are the roots of the equation? For that we can use the formula minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. I won't explain this in detail. I'll just write the roots, which will be r1 is equal to 1 plus root 5 by 2 and r2 is equal to 1 minus root 5 by 2. Okay. Now after that, we have to write our general solution. What is the general solution? Fn is equal to alpha into, okay, let me just mention it over here. An will be equal to alpha r1 power n plus beta r2 power n. Okay, so we have to substitute the values of r1 and r2. 1 plus root 5 by 2 whole power n plus beta into 1 minus root 5 by 2 whole power n. Now, what are alpha and beta? There are some constants. Now what should you do? We have to substitute n is equal to 0, n is equal to 1 in your equation 1. Let's name it as equation 1. When you substitute n is equal to 0, you will get f0 is equal to alpha plus beta. F0 value is given already, so we will substitute the value of f0, which is 0. So alpha plus beta is equal to 0. Then f1 is n is equal to 1. Then we will get alpha into 1 plus root 5 by 2 plus beta into 1 minus root 5 by 2, and we have f1 is equal to 1, so I'll just replace the value. So this entire equation will be equal to 1. Okay, so this can be written as alpha into 1 plus root 5 by 2 plus beta into 1 minus root 5 by 2 is equal to 1. Now after that, we have to solve these two equations. Let's name these equations and equation 2 and 3. Solve 2 and 3. Find the value of alpha and beta. So we will get, when we find the value of alpha and beta from equation 2 and 3, we will get 1 by root 5 for alpha and beta will be minus 1 by root 5. Now what should you do? We got alpha and beta. Now finally, I'm writing the solution over here. So at the end, the Fibonacci numbers, we have to substitute the alpha and beta value in equation 1. So let me write it over here. Substitute alpha, beta in equation 1. So when you substitute alpha and beta in equation 1, we will get Fn is equal to 1 by root 5 into 1 plus root 5 by 2 whole power n minus 1 by root 5 into 1 minus root 5 by 2 whole power n. Now this is your solution for the explicit formula for the Fibonacci numbers. Why do we need this? So I've already said this in the earlier lectures also, that if we want to find F50, for F50 we will need F49 and F48. But over here, if you want F50, you can directly substitute 1 plus root 5 by 2 whole power 50 and you will get the values directly. You don't need to depend on the previous sequence. So that is the reason we find the explicit formulas for our recurrence relation. Now we will see the next theorem. So this is the theorem 2. Let C1 and C2 be real numbers with C2 not equal to 0. Okay. Now suppose that we have our recurrence relations characteristic equation in this form: r square minus C1r minus C2 is equal to 0, and it has only one root. That is, your roots are real and equal. We have equal roots. Okay. So if R1 is 3, then R2 is also 3. Those kind of problems. Then what will be the general formula for that recurrence relation? So a sequence AN is a solution of the recurrence relation. AN is equal to C1 AN minus 1. So this is C1 AN minus 1 plus C2 AN minus 2 if and only if AN is equal to alpha 1 into R0 power n. What is R0? The equal root. So instead of using R1, R2, we are simply using the notation R0. So AN is equal to alpha 1 R0 power n plus alpha 2. So in the computer systems, we get alpha in this form. And also, I have already mentioned in the previous class that mostly alpha 1 and alpha 2 are used as the constants. And so that students do not get confused, I prefer using alpha beta over here. Now I am continuing with alpha 1 and alpha 2. So the general solution will be AN is equal to alpha 1 R0 power n plus alpha 2 into the changes over here. We multiply n into R0 power n. Okay. So in the previous problem, we were using alpha 2 or beta, or you can even replace it with beta into R2 power n. But over here, since the root is same, we will be using a factor of n, which is n into R0 power n, where here alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants. This is alpha 1 and alpha 2. Okay. Now based on this, we will solve a problem. So the question is, what is the solution of the recurrence relation So recurrence relation is given as follows: an is equal to 6an minus 1 minus 9an minus 2, and initial conditions are given as a0 is equal to 1, a1 is equal to 6. Now in this case, first and foremost, we have to find the characteristic equation. So I'll just mention the steps: characteristic equation, characteristic roots, general solution, then finally finding alpha 1 and alpha 2. This is the way to do the problem. Now based on that, the solution is as follows. So an, first let's take all the terms on the left hand side. So an is minus 6an minus 1 plus 9an minus 2 is equal to 0. Now replace an with r power n. So r power n minus 6 r power n minus 1 plus 9 r power n minus 2 is equal to 0. Now what is the next step? To find the characteristic equation, we have to divide it with the lowest terms of r. So divide it with r power n minus 2. Now for dividing by r power n minus 2, we will get r square minus 6r plus 9 is equal to 0. Now this is basically here r minus 3 whole square is equal to 0. The roots are r1 is 3 and also r2 is 3. That is, the roots are real and equal. Okay, so the roots are real and equal. Now if the roots are real and equal, then what is the general solution? Let's mention the general solution. The general solution is given as an is equal to alpha 1 r naught power n plus alpha 2 n into r naught power n. Okay, this is the general solution. Now we have got our r naught. R naught is basically the only single root that we have, which is 3. So an is equal to alpha 1 into 3 power n plus alpha 2 into n into 3 power n. Okay. Now what are these alpha 1 and alpha 2? Just mention it. So alpha 1 and alpha 2 are for some constants alpha 1 and alpha 2. Alright. Now we have to use the initial conditions. So let's write using the initial conditions. Using the initial conditions, we will put n is equal to 0. What will happen when we put n is equal to 0? A naught is equal to alpha 1 into r naught power n. So basically power 0 will give us 1. So I naught is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2. We know we have been given the value of a naught. So just substitute a naught value, alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to 1. All right. Now the next is put n is equal to 1. Okay, let's name our equation. So this is our equation 1. Equation 1. Now we are putting n is equal to 1. When we put n is equal to 1, we get a1 is equal to, what are the roots? 3. So alpha 1 into 3 power 1 plus alpha 2 into n into 3 power 1. So this will give us a1, and also substitute the value of a1. A1 is given as 6 here. So 3 alpha 1 plus 3n alpha 2 is equal to 6, and alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to 1. Actually, I think I have created a mistake over here. When we put n is equal to 0, when we put n is equal to 0 over here, then you will only get alpha 1. So let me just clear this part. Okay, so in this equation, if you put n is equal to 0, so a0 is equal to alpha 1 into 3 power 0 is 1 plus alpha 2 into 0 into 3 power 0. So alpha 2 into 0 into 3 power 0, which is 1, but we are multiplying with 0, so we will get only alpha 1. A naught is equal to alpha 1 implies alpha 1 is directly found out, which is 1. Okay, so we have alpha 1 directly over here. So alpha 1 is given as 1. Since alpha 1 is equal to 1, what will be the value of alpha 2? And over here again n is equal to 1, so we will get 3 alpha 1 plus 3 alpha 2 is equal to 6. Alpha 1 is 1, so 3 alpha 2 is 6 minus 3. Alpha 2 is equal to 1. So alpha 1 is 1, alpha 2 is 1. Substitute it in the equation 1. So substitute alpha 1 and alpha 2 in equation 1. So when you substitute alpha 1 and alpha 2 in equation 1, we will get, let's see our equation 1, alpha 1 into 3 power n plus alpha 2 into n into 3 power n. So let's find out. An is equal to 1 into 3 power n plus 1 into n into 3 power n. So this is given as 3 power n plus n into 3 power n. Okay. Now we have got our general solution. This is our general solution. This is the final solution. But what I want to do is, I just want to verify the solution whether we have got the correct general solution or not. So for that, I'll just verify it over here. So given that we have, let's check our initial conditions and also the next term by using this formula and our general solution. So A0 and A1 is given as, A0 is 1, A1 is 6, I believe. Yes, A1 is 6. Now, if we want to find A2 using the formula recurrence relation, it is 6an minus 1. So A2 will be 6a1 minus 9a0. So A2 is given as 6 into 6 minus 9 into 1, 36 minus 9, which is equivalent to 27. Okay. Now, using the general solution, let's find our A2. A2 is 3 square plus 2 into 3 square. 3 square is 9, 2 into 3 square is 2 into 9. 9 plus 18 will give us 27. So you can see that our general solution is also correct, and we have found it by using both the recurrence relation and the general solution. What is the purpose of the general solution? The purpose of the general solution is that whenever we want to find A8, A10 or any other term in the sequence, then it is not necessary that we need the previous terms. So this is the theorem 2, that is whenever we have roots real and equal. So let's just summarize our two theorems so that we won't get confused when we are studying the next one. Suppose if we have the characteristic equation as, this is how I am writing it. This is your theorem 1. Theorem 1 and theorem 2. So suppose if we have our characteristic equation as r square minus c1r minus c2 is equal to 0, and the roots are r1 and r2, which are distinct and real roots. In that case, our general solution will be En is equal to alpha 1 r1 power n plus alpha 2 r2 power n. Okay. Now, similarly, if we have r square minus c1r minus c2 is equal to 0, we have only one root, that is real and equal root. We have a root real and equal. Also, the condition is c2 should not be equal to 0. Okay, c2 should not be equal to 0, and we have a real and equal root. Then your general solution will be En is equal to alpha 1 into r0 power n plus alpha 2 into n into r0 power n, where alpha 1 and alpha 2 in both the cases are constant. So let me just write it here. Alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants in both the cases. Okay, so this is for real and distinct. Very, very important problems for LEQs, and you might get any one of the following in the exams. You have to identify the characteristic equation, then find the characteristic roots. Depending upon the roots, choose whichever theorem you are doing. So this is when you have only two roots. In the next problem, in the next theorem or the problem, we will see when we have more than two roots or multiple roots. What is theorem 3 for? So theorem 3 is whenever we have linear homogeneous recurrence relations with constant coefficients, in that case, we have seen theorem 1 and 2 where the degree was 2. So the degree was 2 in the case of theorem 1 and 2. But now when we have linear homogeneous recurrence relation with constant coefficients and where the degree is greater than 2, under the assumption that the characteristic equation has distinct roots. So the characteristic equation, we are making the assumption that it has distinct roots. Then for this we will use the theorem 3. So basically linear homogeneous recurrence relation with constant coefficient where the degree is greater than 2. So when we have these type of equation x cube minus x square and so on, or x power 4 or x power 5, wherever we have degree the power greater than 2, then and the equation should also have distinct roots. In that case we will be using theorem 3. Now based on that, let's see our theorem 3. So a K linear homogeneous, K over here denotes the degree, linear homogeneous recurrence relation with constant coefficients. Let C1, C2, Ck be real numbers and suppose that our characteristic equation is r power k minus I is equal to 1 to k, Ci r power k minus I, or it can also be written in this form, r power k minus C1 r k minus 1 minus C2 r k minus 2 and so on up to minus Ck is equal to 0. If this has k distinct roots, in the case of theorem 3 we are always speaking about distinct roots. Whenever the roots will be equal and the degree is k, then we will have a different theorem. So for now we want different roots or distinct roots Ri. So R1, R2, R3. Suppose if we have R cube as our degree is 3, then the solutions to the recurrence relation are of the form. So An is equal to I is equal to 1 to k alpha I Ri power n, or it can also be written as An is equal to C1 alpha 1 R power R1 power n plus alpha 2 R2 power n plus and so on up to alpha k Rk power n. If and only if, what should be your characteristic equation? Characteristic equation will be An is equal to C1 An minus 1 plus C2 An minus 2 plus and so on Ck An minus k, where here alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha k are all constants. Now based on this, let's see a problem. So for the problem, we have find the solution, example, find the solution of the recurrence relation which is given as An is equal to 6An minus 1 minus 11An minus 2 plus 6An minus 3, and the initial conditions are A0 is equal to 2, A1 is equal to 5 and A2 is equal to 15. Now based on this, let's solve our problem. So what will be the characteristic equation? First we have to take all the right hand terms to the left hand side. So An minus 6An minus 1 plus 11An minus 2 minus 6An minus 3 is equal to 0. Now replace An with r power n. So r power n minus 6r power n minus 1 plus 11r power n minus 2 minus 6r power n minus 3 is equal to 0. After that, we have to divide this equation with the lowest power of r. So divide the equation with r power n minus 3. In that case, we will get r cube minus 6r square plus 11r minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, this is your characteristic polynomial or the characteristic equation. So let's mention that characteristic equation for your recurrence relation. Okay. Now, for this, what are the roots? The roots for this equation will be, I'll write it directly. You can find it out by using factorization and then using the formula minus b plus or minus b square by 4ac. Minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2. So by using this formula later, first you have to factorize it once. You will get r1 is equal to 1, r2 is equal to 2 and r3 is equal to 3. Now, once you have got the roots, you are supposed to write the general solution to the recurrence relation. So for the general solution, let's see our alpha 1 r1 power n plus alpha 2 r2 power n and so on up to alpha k rk power n. Now in this case, so this is our general solution. Let's write it. an is equal to, what is r1 r2 r3? It was 1 2 and 3. So for that, an is equal to alpha 1 1 power n plus alpha 2 2 power n plus alpha 3 into 3 power n. Now to find the constants alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, we are supposed to use the initial conditions. So let's just mention that. To find the constants, use the initial condition. Now what are the initial conditions? A0 is 2, A1 is 5, A2 is 15. How are we supposed to use the initial condition? Substitute n is equal to 0, 1 and 2. So A0 will be alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3, which is equal to 2. A1 will be alpha 1 plus 2 alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 3 is equal to 5. And A2 is equal to alpha 1, we have to put n is equal to 2, so 2 square. 4 alpha 2 plus 9 alpha 3 is equal to, what was A3 value? 15. Now, these are your equation 1, this will be equation 2, 3 and 4. Now, once we solve this equation, so when 2, 3 and 4 are solved for alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3, we get, so you know how to solve the equation x plus y plus z. You just have to get the values in such a way that you get, or I'll solve for one value, you can do for similarly. So over here, alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3 and then alpha 1 plus 2 alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 3 is equal to 2 is equal to 5. Now in this case, this can be written as alpha 2 minus 2 alpha 3 is equal to minus 3. Similarly, if you solve these two, you will again get in alpha 2 and alpha 3, and then you have to solve the equation with only two constants, and then you will get the value which you can substitute in the equation. So now for alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3, we will get the values. Alpha 1 is equal to 1, alpha 2 is equal to minus 1 and alpha 3 is equal to 2. Now what will be the solution? The unique solution to the recurrence relation and with the given initial conditions will be an is equal to, in this equation 1, substitute the value of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3. So alpha 1 is 1, 1 into 1 power n. Alpha 2 is minus 1, so minus 1 plus of minus 1 into 2 power n plus 2 into 3 power n. So 1 into 1 power n minus 2 power n plus 2 into 3 power n. So this is here solution for the recurrence relation. Now to verify, I've already shown you the method. Again, if you have A2 as 15, A2 is 15, so let's check for A2. A2 will be 1 into 1 square minus 2 square plus 2 into 3 square. So 1 minus 4 plus 2 into 3 square is 18, 19, 18. So 19 minus 4, which will be equivalent to 15, which is what our initial condition is. So this is here example problem when you are supposed to find out the solution where the degree is more than 2. So and the same problem is given over here. It has been solved directly, but you have to solve it by using all the steps. So this is the theorem 3. Now the next theorem is the theorem 4, which is basically, first let's see the theorem. So over here, suppose we are taking this theorem when for each root r, it is being repeated some m times. Okay, so in that case, we will use this theorem. The key point for this theorem is that each root r of the characteristic equation, the general solution has the r being repeated m times. Okay, so if you have a root 3, the root 3 is repeated 2 times, then what is the case? So in the earlier case, we were supposed to have distinct roots. Now in this case, the roots can also be repeated. Now based on that, what will be the general solution? So the general solution, suppose if we have C1, C2 and Ck are the real numbers, that is our constants, and our characteristic equation is, so let me write it over here, C1, C2 and Ck are real numbers, and the characteristic equation is r power k minus C1 r power k minus 1 minus and so on up to Ck is equal to 0. Now in that case, if this equation has t distinct roots, which are denoted by r1, r2 and so on up to rt, and with what are the multiplicity? Multiplicity is basically how many times is the root being repeated. That term is called multiplicity. So with multiplities, r1 is being repeated m1 times. So r1 is being repeated m1 times, r2 is being repeated m2 times, and rt is being repeated mt times. Okay, respectively, such that mi value is always greater than or equal to 1. That is, r1 is either repeated one time or more than one time. For I is equal to 1 to t, and the m1 plus m2 plus and so on mt, that is the multiplicity addition when we do, it will give us the degree of our equation. Then the sequence will have the general solution in this form. So for that, I'll mention it over here. So the sequence, the general solution will be written as En is equal to alpha 1 comma 0 plus alpha 1 comma 1 into n plus and so on alpha 1 m1 minus 1 into n power m1 minus 1 into r1 power n plus again alpha 2 comma 0, so these 1 will be replaced by 2, 2 comma 1 into n plus and so on alpha 2 m2 minus 1 n power m2 minus 1 r2 power n. I'll explain, this will be clear if you look at an example. So for now, let me just write the complete general solution plus alpha t comma 0 plus alpha t comma 1 into n plus and so on alpha t mt minus 1 into n mt minus 1 n power mt minus 1 into rt power n. So for this, let's take a example. So the example is as follows. Suppose that directly we have been given the roots of the characteristic equation of a linear homogeneous recurrence relation, which are given as, so the root 2 is being repeated thrice, 5 is repeated twice, and 9. Okay, that is, there are 3 roots with the root 2, that is multiplicity. The root 2 has multiplicity 3, so let me write that. Root 2 has multiplicity 3. 5, root 5 has multiplicity 2, and root 9 has multiplicity 1. Now what is the general solution? We have to find the general solution. For this, let's take the solution as follows. So by theorem 4, the general solution will be in this form. So root 2 will have 3 constants associated with it. Root 5 will have 2 and root 9 will have 1. How should it be written? So root 2 is your first root. So it will be alpha 1 comma 0 into alpha 1 comma 1 into n. So this solution is similar when we had equal roots, real and equal roots. We were multiplying with n. Similarly, over here, when we have being repeated thrice, we will multiply with n square into 2 power n plus alpha 2 comma 0 plus alpha 2 comma 1 into 5 power n plus, because 5 is being repeated twice, we have to write the constant twice, and finally 9 is only written once, so plus alpha 3 comma 0, it is only repeated once, so alpha 3 comma 0 into 9 power n. So this is the example when the root is being repeated. Now we can take another example. So the next example is find the solution. Example, find the solution for the recurrence relation r cube. Okay, this is the characteristic equation. The recurrence relation is this: an is equal to minus 3an minus 1 minus 3an minus 2 minus an minus 3 with initial condition a0 is equal to 1, a1 is equal to minus 2, and a2 is equal to minus 1. Now the solution will be, first we will have to find it the characteristic equation. So just note it down. 3an minus 1, taking all the right hand side terms to the left hand side. 3an minus 2 plus an minus 3 is equal to 0. Now converted it into the, replace an with r power n, rn 3r per n minus 1, 3r power n minus 2 plus r per n minus 3 is equal to 0. Now after that, divide the entire equation by r per n minus 3. This will be r cube plus 3r square plus 3r plus 1 is equal to 0. Now you can see that it is basically here a plus b whole cube formula, where a is r and b is 1. So it can be written as r plus 1 whole cube is equal to 0. What will be the root? The root is minus 1. How many times? The multiplicity is 3. Multiplicity is 3 for the root minus 1. Then an can be written as alpha 1 comma 0 plus alpha 1 comma 1 into n plus alpha 1 comma 2 into n square into whole power minus 1 power n. Or I'll just write it clearly in the next slide. The root is a naught an is equal to alpha 1 comma 0 plus alpha 1 comma 1 into n plus alpha 1 comma 2 into n square into minus 1 power n. Now to find this alpha 1 comma 0, alpha 1 comma 1 and alpha 1 comma 2, we have to use our initial conditions. What were the initial conditions? Initial condition was a0 is equal to 1, a1 is equal to minus 2 and a2 is equal to minus 1. Now based on that, substitute. Let's take this equation as equation 1. Substitute n is equal to 0, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2 in equation 1. When we substitute n is equal to 0, directly we will get alpha 1 comma 0 value, because if we substitute n is equal to 0 and multiply it, we will get alpha 1 comma 1 into 0, which is 0 simply. So alpha 1 comma 0 plus 0 into minus 1 power 0, it will give us positive 1 is equal to a0. So alpha 1 comma 0 is a0 value, which is 1. Now we have got alpha 1 comma 0. Similarly, you can substitute n is equal to 1 and 2 and find the rest of the two values. What will be the rest of the two values? The rest of the two values are as follows. Alpha 1 comma 1, if you solve the equation, you will get it as 3, and alpha 1 comma 2 will be minus 2. Now substitute these three values, alpha 1 comma 0, alpha 1 comma 1 and alpha 1 comma 2 in equation 1. Now based on that, you will get an is equal to 1 plus 3n minus 2n square into minus 1 power n. So this is the general solution for your recurrence relation, which was given as follows. So the recurrence relation was this: an is equal to minus 3an minus 1 minus 3an minus 2 minus an minus 3, and this is the general solution. Now let's see an overview of theorem 3 and 4, as we have already seen for theorem 1 and 2. So now based on that, what was your theorem 3? Theorem 3 was when we have the degree greater than 2 and the roots are all distinct. Roots are distinct. In that case, our general solution was given as an is equal to alpha 1 into r1 power n plus alpha 2 into r2 power n plus and so on alpha k into rk power n. So degree is greater than 2, that is, we have our characteristic equation in the form of r cube or r power 4 or anything greater than r square, and this will give us where alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha k are all constants. Now the next theorem 4, so this is our theorem 3. What was theorem 4? Theorem 4 is basically when we have the roots with multiplicities, that is, roots are being repeated, roots with multiplicity, and the degree is greater than 2. In that case, we have, suppose, r1, r2 and so on up to rt. R1 is being repeated m1 times, R2 is being repeated m2 times, and RT is being repeated mt times, where any one of m1, m2 and mt, that is mi, it should be greater than or equal to 1. In that case, so over here I'll write that an formula clearly, since in the earlier slide I could not write it clearly. So an will be written as alpha 1 comma 0 plus alpha 1 comma 1 into n plus and so on alpha 1 comma m1. How many ever times the root is being repeated, we have to take one constant less than that. So we in our earlier problem, the root 2 was being repeated 3 times, so we took alpha 1 comma 2. We continued till alpha 1 comma 2. So over here, by looking in the formula, you can see that we have to take alpha 1 comma m1 minus 1 into n power m1 minus 1, that is n square we took it was being repeated thrice, into whatever the root is power n, plus alpha 2 comma 0 plus alpha 2 comma 1 into n. The same way it should be 1 less than the multiplicity into n power m2 minus 1, whatever root value alpha 2 comma 2, then it will be n square, into r2 power n, plus and so on. Lastly, you will have alpha, you have t roots, so you have to write alpha t comma 0 plus alpha t comma 1 into n, plus and so on, alpha t into comma mt minus 1 into n power mt minus 1 into rt power n. So for this, I'll give this formula in the notes. Please refer to the notes of the third unit for these theorems, and also better make a chart or a sheet with all the formulas written, so it is easier to understand. Now after this theorem 4, we are going for linear. Till now we have seen homogeneous recurrence relations. Now in the next topic we will see non-homogeneous recurrence relations with the constant coefficients.